Flying Polynesian Airlines. Alright, today we'll be carrying out an ILS, an instrument landing system approach into Auckland, New Zealand, and we'll be using runway 05 right, indicated on this chart here. The effective date is the 14th of September 01, and we have to cross-check that with the first officer's chart to see that we're both using the same chart. The minimum safe altitude for the sector that we're flying in will be 3,400, and then we'll be going into a lower sector of 2,800. We'll be radar vectored onto the DME arc, the 13 DME arc from Auckland, where we'll position ourselves on the final approach course 051 inbound to Auckland on the instrument approach landing system. If air traffic control require any delay, we'll be holding at the west point NDB in a right-hand pattern. The minimum altitude for holding is 3,000 feet and the inbound course is 051. We'll proceed inbound from West Point, the minimum altitude of 3,000, and then we'll be cleared from the just prior to the NDB down to 2,400 feet, and then from 2,400 feet from the NDB, 7.5 DME, inbound to our final approach. The minimum altitude for landing today will be 215 feet, so we can set 215 feet now on our radio altimeter. And that's set on mine and cross-checked on the first officers. We'll also need a visibility of at least 800 metres for the approach. We'll expect to land straight ahead when we get visual, and the threshold elevation is 15 feet. If we do not get visual at the minima, we'll carry out a missed approach, and the missed approach procedure is climb on 051 and enter the Whitford holding pattern at a mandatory 3,000 feet. Any questions?
Not at the moment.
Okay, that's completed then.
Point 0312.
Okay.
Auckland Center, good afternoon. Polynesian 875. Circle, flight level 380.
Polynesian 875, Auckland, good afternoon. Squawk 4401, cleared for the Harbour 1 Bravo arrival, 05 right, Auckland information PAR 1003.
Polynesian 875, squawking 4401, cleared for the Harbour 1 Bravo arrival, 105 right, information Papa has received QNH 1003.
Thank you, Polynesian 875 is identified when ready to descend to flight level 150.
So when ready, descending flight level 150, Polynesian 875.
Yes. 4401, is that? This is Harbour 1 Bravo arrival.
Which bridge is it?
It's 10 to Alpha Whiskey. You see that TD there? That's the top of the descent point. We've given it a position in space near the airport where we want to be at a certain speed and a certain height, and the computer works backwards up the descent path to a point that says this is where I'll have to descend to end up at that spot at the end there. And the thrust levers have come back now, and we're now gliding, and that's what we'll do right down to about 10 miles to Auckland. The aeroplane will just glide in, and the computer will be guiding us. It's the same sort of logistics, the same electronics, and the same navigation parameters that the space shuttle uses.
Good control, you are 362, pacing.
Get back down to where
East 600, to flight level 140.
Exactly the same.
Eva 362, Auckland, good afternoon, climb to flight level 300. Can do flight level 300, Eva 362.
Pretty good hands there with this advanced navigation and primary flight display electronic systems that are driving this aeroplane.
Hill 708, fly heading 270 and when ready to descend 6,000 feet.
On the approach, good afternoon, Polynesian 875 on the heading 210, descending altitude 6,000 feet, speed 280 via NDC.
Descending 1000, Papa 1003.
Altitude approach, good afternoon, Polynesian 875 on the heading 210, descending 6,000 feet, speed 280, NDC.
Polynesian 875, 6,000 feet, continue with the speed up 3. Polynesian 875, reduce your speed out of 250 knots, descend to 5,000 feet, turn right 5 degrees.
Descending 5,000, reducing speed 250, right heading 215, Polynesian 875.
Auckland, New Zealand 446 is on the descent to 6,300 knots.
7446, descend 6,000 feet, turn down there to a 6 final for 05 right, number 2, following a beach crossing Surrey Beach.
New Zealand 446, towards that.
Descending 4,000, Polynesian 875.
446, continue speed reduction now to 220 knots. Number 2, following a beach approaching Seagrass at your right 2 o'clock, 10 miles lower.
Yeah, good, thanks. 446, we're coming left. We'll be able to go visual shortly, it's just a band of cloud between us and the field.
Polynesian 875, turn left, heading 020, get the localizer.
Left heading 020, intercept the localizer, Polynesian 875.
1043, reduce your speed now to 210 knots.
Maintain 220, please, 145. 220 knots.
Polynesian 875, cleared RNS DME 05 right.
Clear RNS DME with the over, Polynesian 875.
446, could we go slightly through the centre line and we're happy with the visual approach.
446, ATM, you are cleared for the visual approach, maintain 2010 DME Auckland, reduce to 180 knots.
3,000, please, for the ILS, and the 15 is DME to 180 knots.
Polynesian 875, 7376 miles ahead, contact tower 187.
87, good afternoon, 875.
Correct.
446, runway 05 right, clear to left. 446, straight left.
So good afternoon, Polynesian 875, on minor.
Polynesian 875, yeah, good afternoon, number 205 right, report the wind at 2,000 feet please.
Polynesian 875, we'll go. Wind 2000 is 107 with 25.
Polynesian 875, 107 true, was it? 25.
107, 25.
Cool. Yeah, minus 4145 is ready. Minus 4145. QX 045, minor. Run up Buick 045. Buick 045, runway 05 right. Keep that on Buick 045. Nine 75, near trailer departing, runway 05 right, clear to land.
Clear land, runway 05, Boeing 875.
Minimums. $100. $50. $30.
One 4145, line up. I have 14145.
Check for this 4039, trading 10.
It's 4039, Tower Joe. Runway 875, high speed left, ground 120.
100%, 1 to 1.
Hello.
Okay, 05.
Boeing 875 up on ground, good afternoon. Hard left, runway 23 right, and Bravo 9 to the apron.
Hard left, runway 23 right, Bravo 9 to the apron, Boeing 875. Thomas.
Ground, hello, Malcolm 739, taxi to the holding position, runway 05 right for your taxiway Bravo. Bravo 10, hold it off a 9er.
Bravo 10, holding up a 9 from 05 right, he's all 139.
He's in a 445 taxi.
Auckland apron, good afternoon, Polynesian 875, Delta 7.
Polynesian 875, apron, good afternoon. Continue taxi via Delta 7 to stand 3.
Continue via Delta 7, stand 3, Polynesian 875.
Check.
Talofa. Talofa from the beautiful islands of Samoa, which are the birthplace and the home of Polynesian Airlines, the national carrier of Samoa. Polynesian has been around now since 1959. 43 years it's been operating in the South Pacific region, servicing the needs of Samoans, Tongans, tourists into and through the destination of the beautiful Pacific Island nations, including Samoa. Since 1959, it's had a somewhat interesting and checkered history. It started as the brainchild of an aviator from Australia by the name of Reginald Barnwell, and he convinced a group of prominent Samoan businessmen to operate a service from Pago Pago and Apia, between those two ports, servicing the needs of Samoans travelling between the two Samoas. It expanded from the use of a 10-seater Percival Prince, which was acquired from the Royal Aero Club of Sydney back in 1959, and then throughout the 60s expanded to the use of a couple of DC-3s, operating again throughout the Pacific region, mainly between islands of Niue, and it commenced operations to Rarotonga during the 60s. It commenced operations between Apia and its main, what became its main source markets of New Zealand and Australia in the 70s, and then extended in the 80s with the operation of the DC-3s. In 1978, jet services were commenced with the introduction of a 737-200, a leased aircraft, and throughout the 1980s, the airline was managed by Ansett and operated between its main destinations and source markets of Australia, New Zealand and Samoa quite successfully throughout the 80s and into the early 90s. In 1992, Ansett obtained its own rights to travel internationally, to operate internationally, and pulled out of the operation of and management of Polynesian Airlines. And Polynesian Airlines then went on its own in the early 90s. In about 1993-94, it entered a very rapid expansion phase and had one 767 aircraft operating to Los Angeles and Honolulu, and had two 737-800s operating to various ports in Australia, New Zealand, as well as 6 Pacific Island destinations. That rapid growth was a little ambitious, and the airline got into a bit of difficulty at that time, and as a result there were some management changes. In 1994, following those changes in 1994-95, the airline consolidated its activities. It contracted to one B737-300 aircraft operation and stuck to servicing the needs of the Samoan and Tongan communities travelling to and from New Zealand, Australia, to Tonga and to Samoa, as well as servicing the tourist needs from those destinations. In 1997, it was seen that the demand was starting to increase again and to outstrip the capacity, so the company then committed to the introduction of 2 next generation Boeing 737-800 aircraft. They were the state-of-the-art aircraft from Boeing and were introduced into service, the first of those in September 2000 and the second in November 2001, and they're continuing to operate today. The key areas of operation for Polynesian Airlines will continue to be obviously servicing the needs of the Samoan and Tongan travelling public. There are source markets, there are key markets. However, government also, as part of its economic strategy, is underpinning its economic development on the growth of tourism. So Polynesian Airlines needs to play its part in that, and the increase in our capacity was largely in line with government's strategy. Government also recognises that the capital needs of an airline are greater than a country of Samoa's size can generate. So it is actively pursuing the partial privatisation of Polynesian Airlines. We our unique airline, we differentiate ourselves from the major carriers by providing very friendly service of a high standard, servicing the needs of both Samoans and Tongans travelling abroad, but also the tourists travelling from Samoa, to and from Tonga, but also to and from other Pacific Island destinations. Currently, we operate 4 services a week to Auckland from Samoa. We offer services trans-Tasman on behalf of Qantas between several destinations and ports in New Zealand and 3 in Australia, and we will continue to service those needs for Qantas for as long as we have capacity surplus to our own needs. However, we will be taking back part of that capacity to service our own key markets as and when demand increases. We are already seeing that happen, and we are dropping one service that we operate to concentrate on our own services between Apia and Auckland, and that will happen in the next few months. We are still in the consolidation phase. However, the mild expansion will continue, but only as demand dictates. As for the development of new routes, yes, we are looking at other possible destinations, provided that the demand is there and the capacity needs are able to be met. We are here for the long haul, pardon the pun. Polynesian Airlines has been around, as I indicated earlier, for 43 years. We plan to be around for much, much longer. We have a great staff here at Polynesian. We have an airline that, as I indicated, is unique. It provides service that the larger carriers try to emulate in many cases, but are unable to do so. We have the ability to do that because of the Samoan hospitality that we provide on board. Our key staff in the sense of Samoan hospitality and Samoan openness provide that homely feeling when you board our aircraft that so many people comment on, and so many people feel so comfortable when they immediately step on board our aircraft. We hope that the introduction of these comments on this promotion that's being produced now will alert some people to the existence of Polynesian Airlines and the ability to fly within the South Pacific region on this unique carrier that operates modern aircraft with a very good safety record, with great staff, great service, and we are, as I said, here for the long haul and plan to service your needs and service the needs of all tourists, as well as the continuing needs of Samoans and Tongans for the foreseeable future. Thank you, and so far.
Polynesian 746, would you accept a departure of Alpha 3 or 4?
Yeah, we're able to take Alpha 3 for Polynesian 746.
Polynesian 746, roger. Line correction, hold on Alpha 4.
We'll hold on Alpha 4, Polynesian 746.
Correct.
Okay, via Bravo 6, hold Alpha 4, Qantas 4103.
Correct.
Auckland Tower, good morning, Qantas 4103 ready.
4103, Auckland Tower, good morning, after departing 73, line up behind, runway 23 left.
Lining up 23 left behind the departing 73, Qantas 4103.
Auckland Tower, New Zealand 131 is ready for 23 left. 131, Auckland Tower, morning, line up and wait 23 left, number 2 to depart.
Line up and wait 23 left, New Zealand 131. identified, passing 3,000 feet, cancel third and turn right, heading at 300, coming 140.
Passing 3,000, right heading 300, climbing 140, Polynesian 746.
That's correct, Victor around the bound traffic.
Polynesian 746.
Eagle 801, descend to 3,000 feet, make no right turns.
3,000, no right turn, Eagle 801.
You can see descend to 6,000 feet, Echo 1 Jojo 2 is confirmed, no speed.
Descend 6,000, no speed, New Zealand, flight 3.
Belford Control, good morning, Qantas 4103, passing 1,900, climbing flight level 360.
Eagle 801, cancel turn restriction.
Cancel the turn restriction, Eagle 801. Eagle 801, request for approach.
Eagle 801, cancel third turn right, direct PEPT, climbing flight level 140.
3,000, cancel direct PEPT, flight level 140, New Zealand 131.
Polynesian 746, contact Auckland 1239.
Auckland 1239, Polynesian 746.
Sure.
Auckland, good morning, Polynesian 746, climbing to flight level 140.
Polynesian 746, good morning, and climb unrestricted, flight level 350.
Unrestricted, flight level 350, Polynesian 746.
350 set.
Good morning once again, ladies and gentlemen, the captain speaking. We're currently now 120 kilometres to the north of Auckland. Our altitude at present 28,000 feet and we're climbing up to 35,000 feet. That's 10 kilometres above mean sea level. Our weather on track and our cruising levels forecast to be smooth, and in anticipation of the smooth ride I'll be turning the seatbelts on off shortly, and that'll be your indication that you can get up and move around the cabin if you wish. Whilst you're seated, it's Polynesian Airlines request that you always have your seatbelt fastened, and that's for your own comfort and safety, just in case we encounter some unexpected turbulence. We're arriving in Tonga at 20 minutes past 10 this morning, and if you want to reset your watches now to the time in Tonga, the time in Tonga now is 2 minutes past 8 on the morning of the 8th. It's Thursday the 8th of August, 2 minutes past 8 at present. We'll be getting there at 20 minutes past 10. Weather conditions for our arrival are scattered cloud and a possibility of some light rain showers. Temperature of 25 degrees for our arrival in Tonga. So I'd just like you all to settle back now, relax, enjoy the in-flight service, arriving into Tonga at 20 minutes past 10.
Polynesian 746 at repole, contact Andy Radio on 8867.
Repole Andy 8867, Polynesian 746.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do I'll give you a briefing now on Nuku'alofa Tonga VOR-DME approach runway 11. It's a chart date of the 14th of April 95, page 13-1. The MSA for our sector is 2,200 feet, and then we'll be positioning into 1,400 feet MSA. We'll join the 10 DME arc and not below 1,400 feet when established on the arc. Bring the airplane around. Intercept final approach point at approximately 10 miles. Track inbound is 112, not below 1200 feet then to 6 DME, and then at 6 DME we can go down to the minima of 480 feet, 480 feet set on both altimeters there, and we have a visibility of at least 2,400 meters. Expect to get visual off the approach. The runway will be slightly to our left when we break visual, be landing straight ahead. The threshold elevation 91 feet, and the missed approach procedure is to climb outbound on the Furumoto VOR radial 112 and do a left turn to mandatory 2,200 feet to the VOR. So it'll be straight ahead 112 and then left turn, be established at 2,200 feet over the top of the VOR, and we'll go into the holding pattern there and either plan for another approach or divert to Falialo. Any questions? No questions. Okay. So we'll put that in. VOR 11 and transition Juliet, that's 12 miles. Is that what they normally, oh yeah, you could go TBU. We could build it, couldn't we? Yeah. Say, what do you normally do? 210 at 10? Yeah. It goes on there. And let's make it, say, the 250 at 10, just to bring it round. Yeah. And that goes on top of that one. Yep. And the 280. 280 at 10, and that goes on top of that one. And the lead bearing, that's the lead bearing. Okay. Yep. So let's just have a look at it. So there we go, we go there and then around on the DMER. Okay, so we're just going down now. So 20 past, landing at 20 past.
746 with this car, please land runway 11. Let's land 11.
100. 50, 30.
Up, just about.
Is ready. London 746. Cleared for takeoff, runway 29, right there now.
Super takeoff, runway 29 with the right turn now, Polynesian 746.
Clear takeoff. Check this below the line starts on this on, that's on. Check the tracking system, your thrust levers. Trust it. 80 knots. That's
Andy, Polynesian 746 on Eddie. Polynesian 746, Andy. 746, we're maintaining flight number 370 and top descent time is 2327.
Which will be joining via the 15 DME arc for the ILS approach runway 08. Got 10-2. And the date on the chart is 1st of September 95. And we're looking at the Fale arrival. Cross Fale intersection at minimum 5,000. And we got 6 or 7 grand at Fale on the FMC. Descent to minimum 3,500 via the 189 radial. So 17 DME Faleolo. Turn left and intercept the Falolo 15 DMER. Now I'm crossing the 200 radio. Descend to minimum 2,500. And on crossing the 246 radio, turn right to intercept the ILS localizer and proceed to the final approach point at mandatory 2,500. So from the arc there, we'll join the ILS approach, runway 08, chart page is 11-1, 8th of June 01. Inbound course is 077 set. VOR 113.9 and the localizer frequency on the standby 109.9. And the minimum altitude 7.5 miles at 2,500. 2442 on the radial altimeter. And we are planning to circle to land runway 26, which we're looking at 950 set on the barrel both sides, 892 on the radio with 4,400 meters visibility, which shouldn't be a problem. The weather at Palolo. And if there's any problems along the approach there, the missed approach, climbing left turn outbound on the Palolo VOR radio 340. Then return to Palolo VOR at 4,000 or join the 12 DMER Palolo VOR at 2,500 for a further approach. We're looking at diversion fuel, the pango of, say, looking at 2.6. So we'll have an extra, say, approach if we need to come back into Palolo. Anything else you'd like to add into that, Kevin?
We just have to do a missed approach off runway 26.
Yes. Off runway 26 and looking at the missed approach there. Yeah. Climb on the 234, turn right to Palolo VOR at 3,600.
Yeah.
Okay. 746 Roger, clear for revision and join and put on the right and downwind for runway 26.
Okay, clear for visual approach, put right downwind runway 26. Right over there, set on there. They want to break that set on, and the next one is a 41. Okay, that's been second.
Formation 242 for them.
Okay, cabin ready.
Roger, break formation 242, you clear the panel 12577, 7000, no reported traffic at Farley.
Copy, clear the panel 12577, 7000, and we're taxiing this time for runway 10, we'll call you airborne.
Formation.
100, 50, 30. Delta Polynesian 242 at Port Marty.
Polynesian 242, roger. Boston 6000 on climb, contact Tower 126.9.
may man kita to ring ang klang mulai balik ni kono. Kalau sama ni mungkin lah nama itu yang untuk forcing sulit ba, mana pasti sila sulit salah si kamu. Pertama pak lo pasai nampi si nak tahu what pak buat untuk tempat tadi yang carry to Hawaii. We hope you have enjoyed your flight with us.